Hey, how are you? Are you ready to code? It's really easy. I will show you how to program your own game. So let's first start by going to scratch.mit.edu. And as soon as you're there, click this option here called Create. That will open up a screen like this one where we will be able to create our own game. So first of all, make sure to choose the background from your game. You can do it here on the bottom by choosing your backdrop. I just chose the woods, but you can choose whatever you want. Then use a character that you want to animate for your game. We are going to do a game, just for the example, that will be like a Pong. You have to make it bounce on something and you lose if it falls down. So I chose this gobbo to be the bouncy ball, and I chose a broom to be the paddle. Okay, so the first thing we will do is that we will code the bouncing of gobbo. Right? Okay, so we will go to events to begin our program. So every time that we click the green flag on top, it will begin our program. And the first thing that I want to do is that when it moves, it will point in different directions. It will be changing the face in different directions. So I will just make that to change to 45 degrees. You can do any other thing that you want. Then let's go to control, and we will make it bounce forever until the game is over, okay? So we will make it move forever, a certain amount of movements. They call it steps. So we are gonna move, let's say 15 steps. And every time it goes to the edge, it will bounce back. So choose that option, if on edge, bounce back. So that's what it's doing, right? Great. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to animate our paddle. For me, is the broom. So I will choose the broom here, choose the sprite on the bottom, and you can see here on top that that's what you're programming. So it will begin the same way. You go to events and you say you will begin every time you click the green flag. So every time it does that, we also want to keep going until the game is over. So you will do it forever. And what I want to do is to move it to set the X, because it's going to go just horizontally. So it will set the X to the position of the mouse. So you have to go to sensing to get the mouse on the X position. So you put it right inside. So it's going to move. Let me begin again. And it will move with my mouse. See that it's doing that? So let me stop my game for a sec. So the next thing I want you to do is to make sure that we start moving the gobbo such that if it touches the broom, it will bounce back, right? So let's go back to program the gobbo. And again, it will be a program that will run in parallel. And what we are going to do is that, again, it will be forever until the game is over. It will have to do something if it touches the paddle, right? So we will use this loop forever, and a condition inside that will be an if statement. So if it touches the paddle, so here on sensing, you can say if, right there, if touching the broom in my case, then what is going to happen is that it's going to change directions, right? So it's going to turn. In our case, we're going to say just turn 180 degrees. So you want it to go to a different place, right? And then we also want it to move. So we want to change direction, and we want to move again. Let's just say 15. Now, it's going to be too fast. So it might be just a good idea to say, hey, wait a sec when you do that. So we will put a wait. Let me find the wait. Here it is. So we'll make it wait for half a second. We don't need to wait too long, but it's just so that we can see that it's changing directions, okay? So let's just try it so that you can see it happening, right? So it's bouncing every time I have my broom. So it's really doing what I wanted to do, right? So now the thing that we need to do is that we want to keep scores. That's part of the game, right? You want to make a lot of scores. So to change scores, we'll create a new variable. So here on make a variable under variables, you will create your own variable and it will be called my score. Okay, so you click make a variable, you write score, and it will create your own variable. I already have it, so here it is. But what we want to do is that every time that the game begins, so like every time that you click the green flag, it will let you set your variable to 0. You always want to begin by saying that your variable is set to 0. Every time the game begins, you don't have any points. But when every time that in my case, Gobo touches the broom, you will change your variable by 1. So that way you are like scoring every time it bounces on your broom. So the next and last thing we need to do is like to end the game. So how would it end the game? So what we need to do is I need to add one more sprite, and that will be a line. So what we will do with this line, I will put it all the way in the bottom. And actually, like if you don't like the color, you can change the color. You can say, oh, it's like so ugly, I can change it to black. So you can change it to whatever color you want. So what I will do with the line is that, again, when the program begins, so you go to events and you put like your green flag. When that is clicked, I want to forever in the game. So as soon, while the game is going, we will create a condition that if you touch and you go to sensing, you touch Gobo. So if Gobo touches the line, it has to stop. Everything has to stop. So you go to control and you select stop all so that the game will finish. Now, the last thing that I want you to do is that when the game ends, maybe you want to show that the game is over. So something that you might want to do is you might want to change the backdrop, right? So you end everything and you change to maybe the stars. So in the stars, it's like game over, right? So let's see how it goes. We click, we just let Gobo bounce, and he's counting. Look, I have 4 points, 5, 6, and I missed it. Oh no, game over. And you can actually edit and put game over, but I let you figure that out. I hope you enjoyed it. It was kind of fun for me to show you how to do it. Take care and see you next time.